Mr. Rudnev of the Soviet Union. Billy Bonds, the skipper of the West Ham team, on the left, and Jürgen Grabowski of Eintracht Frankfurt on the right. West Ham side tonight have Brooking back after missing Saturday, and Pat Holland playing his first game in the first team since being injured against Leeds on February the 23rd. One surprise is that Kevin Locke is left out just 8 days after playing for the England under-23 side, but manager John Lyle told me at lunchtime that Locke, who's been suffering a little bit from flu, doesn't feel that his game is quite what it should be. Alan Taylor, of course, didn't make the trip. Couple of familiar names in the Eintracht side, Grabowski and Holzenbein, who played for West Germany in the World Cup. And as well as Holzenbein, Reichel and Körbel are currently in the West German squad. Team that's sixth in the league, captained by Jürgen Grabowski on the right there. They're top scorers in the Bundesliga too, with 60 goals, but they've conceded 41, which makes West Ham feel that this is the sort of side they want to play in the semi-final of a European competition. Jürgen Grabowski gets the game underway. Eintracht attacking the goal to our left, West Ham the goal to our right. And while they've got to keep their concentration to make sure they give nothing away, it's not intended that this should be a totally defensive performance, which would be rather against West Ham's traditions. It's Trevor Brooking and 8 Graham Padden. We've got 4 players in the middle of the field, but I think we can expect support for the front 2 players, Robson and Jennings. And the first free kick of the match goes to West Ham. Hardly a breath of air in the stadium. Pitch a little bit bare in places. A really good crowd and plenty of West Ham support, and a lot of flags from them too. Goal kick, and we're looking at Peter Kunter, who'll be 36 next month and has come back into the Eintracht side because Gunther Wienhold, the irregular goalkeeper, broke an ankle. Padden doing the covering. 8 there in the white shirt is Holzenbein. Frank Lampard, Ron Greenwood in the background. And the first touch of the ball from Mervyn Day. As you might be able to hear, I'm Forever blowing bubbles going up in the background. Grabowski. Pat Holland. Last game was on February the 23rd. Nickel. Coleman. Jennings. Brooking. See Keith Coleman well up on the attack. Tommy Taylor. Back to goal is the only place for the ball to go. Brings the expected whistles from a crowd estimated around 55,000. The stadium holds just over 61,000. And half those seated. Seaman's getting it back, slightly unorthodox style, back to his goalkeeper. Nickel de Holzenbein. Grabowski inside. Nickel. Always looked a bit long. Looked a bit dramatic. Siemens the player down. Pat Holland. Referee wanting just a word with Holland. 4 there is Beberungen. Siemens very quickly recovered. Here's Grabowski. Giving the impression in his early stages that he likes to conduct the orchestra. Mistake by Neuberger. This is interesting for West Ham. At the moment, they've got a 3-2 advantage. Defence coming back now, though. Brooking. Padden in a position to let one go, which he does well! Oh, what a goal by Graham Padden! Really got hold of that with his left foot, which of course is his favourite foot. And the goalkeeper really was nowhere near it. Look at this, they had a 3-2 break here. And a fine left foot. The goalkeeper may have been slightly unsighted, but he got nowhere near it. Really a tremendous start for West Ham after only 9 minutes of this first leg of the Cup Winners' Cup semi-final. They score away from home. And the flags waving all around the stadium from West Ham spectators, and there are quite a bunch of them in front of our commentary position. Marvellous start for the London team. Here's Neuberger, whose mistake really started that West Ham move, and how well they took advantage of the one-man over. Free kick against Brooking, challenge from behind on Nickel. West Ham pulling every man back. Might well see Nickel have a crack with his left foot. Poised over the ball. Holzenbein is the alternative to curl it. And Nickel tries to. Holzenbein. Beberungen. Well cut out by Coleman. Holzenbein. Cool play by John McDowell. Here's Grabowski. Holzenbein far post, Benzel coming to the near post. Padden fitting in the slot between the front men and others coming from behind. McDowell. Quinter juggling a little bit with it. He's a dentist. In fact, it's costing him money at the moment to play in first-team football. He's having to employ an assistant. Again, a rather strange cross across the back. It's Neuberger. Beberungen taking more forward positions than any other defender. Good challenge by McDowell, and a goal kick. Keith Coleman. Simons' header. Coleman. McDowell looking up to see what was on, and here's Grabowski. Holzenbein trying to create some space on the right, which he has done. For Kraus. Good stuff from Padden, covering his man well. Seven is Nickel, 4 Billy Bonds. And a fine effort, in fact, hit the post. Neuberger wanting a corner for that. It's a good effort to see whether Mervyn Day had it covered. Come forward a long way at Neuberger. And in fact, it looked as though it may well have come off Keith Robson, who was back in defence. Jennings had rather stopped short, and Brooking took a long time before making up his mind to play the pass. Gerd Simons. Going to Nickel again, coming from very deep. Grabowski. Benzel. Wasn't a good return ball, but a free kick again given against Brooking. distracting his man, judging by the referee's arm aloft there. Indirect free kick. It's curling quite a lot. Nickel! And only just a whisker past the post. The ball came out from the defence. It's Lampard who came from behind. Nickel's left foot shot, curling away, came off a defender. Grabowski with the in-swinger. Mervyn Day coming for it, gets the punch. Nickel again. Beaten by Patsy Holland. Padden, nobody left of him. Now Jennings up ahead. Being totally committed to defence, West Ham now suddenly have 5 players forward. Here's Holland. Reichel, the untracked player, with Holland. Holland beat himself, really. Beverungen. Holzenbein. Allowed to go a long way, but in the end his pass not a good one. West Ham have scored now 15 goals in this competition, getting past Leiden Rijpas, Arad Erevan and Den Haag, and now 1-0 up. McDowell, Neuberger, and the free kick given in the centre circle to West Ham. Jennings, Neuberger, Nickel, Grabowski's gone up ahead, Korbel, but wide, but look where Day was, outside his own 6-yard box. As the run came and the gap appeared, Day came well forward. Holzenbein, pressurised by Billy Bonds, and that's his main job. Simons. Benzel coming for the short one. Nobody withdrawn, though. McDowell fighting for it, but fighting too strongly, and a free kick given against him. And the referee for sure will talk to Keith Robson about that. He's already had 1 yellow card in the competition. He doesn't want another, otherwise he'll miss the return leg. Six Eintracht players in the 18-yard area. Brookings' header. Holzenbein, Coleman's header. Reichel, Grabowski. Holzenbein faced by Padden. Grabowski. Jim is trying to find room in the box. Not succeeding. Tackle by Bonds. Grabowski. This is Neuberger. Letting one go! And I don't think Day could have seen too much of that. Billy Neuberger ties it up at 1 each. Look at the massive players between the goalkeeper and the shot. 1-1. Billy Neuberger's 5th goal of the season. And the crowd understandably going mad about it. West Ham in need of keeping their poise. They've been playing well, and 1-1 away from home is still quite handy. Grabowski. It bobbled, which was as well. Neuberger again. Half an hour gone, 1-1 the scoreline. Mervyn Day, the shot turned away from his groping fingertips. He flung himself to his right. Free kick against Keith Robson. Push on Reichel. The atmosphere in the stadium at the moment, pretty tense. Skowronski. Wenzel. Nickel. Grabowski going in, good catch by Day. Kerbal, these are very important minutes for West Ham as Eintracht really turn it on. This is Beberungen, beaten by Pat Holland. Supporters in front of me want a penalty. The referee totally disinterested in their view. Good challenge by Neuberger. Game has taken on a rather different complexion all of a sudden. This is Wenzel. Corner. Quarter number 6 for Eintracht, and this one to be taken by Bernd Nickel. Joint top scorer with 12 goals, along with Holzenbein and Wenzel in league competition. Change of tactics is going to come out a bit. But a bit too long. Beberungen positioned at the far post. Eintracht ball. Grabowski. Day under a lot of pressure, doing the only thing he could possibly have done. Cross by Grabowski was partly deflected by Lampard. Difficult one to take. Jennings did in the end. Wenzel. Neuberger. Robson to him, and then Brooking. Oh, what a dive in by Neuberger, and a free kick given against him. Caught Trevor Brooking then on the ankle. Offside against Jennings. Flag is up. West Ham supporters with flags in the air, but the goal will not count. Jennings offside, looking at it again from the goalkeeper's viewpoint. Neuberger for Eintracht. Four players well forward for the West Germans. Good save by Day from Wenzel. Looking at the shot again. Day getting down well. Madden again, doing a left-back's job. Keith Robson there as well. They've still got the cross across. Taken by Day from away from Wenzel's feet. Eintracht now playing with 4 players forward. Met by Tommy Taylor, that. Then by Coleman, then by Padden. But the challenge of Coleman, dangerous in the referee's opinion. Under 2 minutes and a half remaining. Grabowski with Nickel perhaps for the left foot shot, goes the other way to Neuberger. The referee wants the kick taken again, not happy that the wall was 10 yards, 9 metres back. Nickel, again the wall doing its job, and that time fairly. John McDowell. Graham Padden to his left. And plenty of space for Padden. Robson in the middle, so is Jennings. Jennings who gets up. And stays down. Benson pulling away towards the middle, but the only man up. And now Nickel, who got there too soon, which is good for West Ham. Cross came over, Nickel met it rather too early as it came off Wenzel. Never looked like keeping it down. Referee checking his watch as Day takes the goal kick. And indeed, there is the half-time whistle and a very satisfactory half-time scoreline. West Ham under a great deal of pressure for the last quarter of an hour of that half. But going in with a 1-1 scoreline, having taken the lead from Graham Padden after 9 minutes, the equaliser by number 3 there, Willi Neuberger, after 29.
Up for consideration on strikers, Alan Brazil.
Brilliant run by Brazil.
Scott with the South American surname and the hair off the candy floss stall at Southend. Does he really merit a place in our top 12?
Brazil. Fantastic goal.
Hear what Gordon McQueen has to say on strikers.
Tonight at 10 on ESPN Classic.
Here's to the startups, the entrepreneurs, the risk takers, the people with bright ideas. Here's to the 5 o'clock start, to bring up with the milkman, to another busy day. Here's to manners, to face, to shaking hands, to a job well done. Here's to old hands and new hands, to new trades and old trades, to care, craft and skill. Here's to all the people in your yellow pages. Here's to the people behind the numbers.
Successful companies are all about growth. As they grow, they add more employees and more floors, until before you know it, they've grown to fill a skyscraper. And let's face it, from up there, people look really small, and they can find it hard to make their voices heard. But at Santander, we've been growing for 150 years by adding branches to our network to bring us closer to our customers. Now our group has more branches than any other international bank. In 2004, Abbey became part of Santander, and together we share the same commitment to be close to our customers. Abbey, part of the Santander Group.
People are good together. So with Orange Bonus Top Up, you can get up to 50% of your top-ups back every month.
Ginsters, real honest food.
Hi, Tom. Oh, hi, Mum. Good day. Yes, thanks, Tom. I switched our car insurance. Online. Really, Mum? Yes, Tom. The AA team compared prices from over 20 insurers and saved us 35%.
With a full money-back guarantee if you find a cheaper quote?
With a full money-back guarantee, Tom. Thomas.
All right.
See if you could save up to 35% by switching to us. The AA team, here to get you a better deal.
Catch classic World Cup cricket.
That's beautifully hit.
This month on ESPN Classic.
Magnificent shot, right off the meat of the bat.
Watch the greatest ever names.
Yes! He's gone!
To play the one-day game.
Beautiful delivery, took the leg stump.
All of your cricket heroes.
What a delivery.
In one place.
Great shot, tremendous clout by Richards.
Classic Cricket World Cup.
Bowled him.
Every night this week at 8 on ESPN Classic.
Into Holzenbein. It's out of play. Eintracht, of course, one of the famous names of Europe. They were on the wrong end of that magnificent match in 1960 at Hampden Park when Real Madrid won 7-3 in the European Cup final. Billy Bonds getting it out of danger. Still with his left knee bandage, you may have noticed. Here's Nickel. To Corbell. To Klaus. Finally worked goal. Really finally worked goal. Built right across the face of the goal, and Klaus's final shot. So Klaus makes it 2-1 to Eintracht within 2 minutes of the start of the second half. Lampard. Padden. Grabowski, and once again the pressure immediately on West Ham, as it was throughout the last quarter of an hour of the first half. Neuberger making the forward run. Lampard's foot in to concede the corner. Pressure you've come to expect on the away leg of a European tie. And it's pressure that has to be withstood. It's Holzenbein. Day taking it well. Fouled from behind. Coleman. Beberungen very quickly to his feet when he saw an attacking possibility. And the yellow card being shown to Pat Holland. Tommy Taylor. Robson. Busting his way through, but getting beaten by Nickel. Neuberger. Dow pushing up on his man. Wenzel. Bonds and Kraus. Good play by the West Ham skipper. Free kick has been given to West Ham in the centre circle for that challenge. John McDowell. Too long. Grabowski. Lampard, fortunate to cut it out. Eintracht throw. Reichel to Nickel. Long one down the middle again, watched by Billy Bonds. Grabowski. Didn't really have it under control. The shot again. Just the outside of the boot. Padden up for Jennings. Neuberger's tackle. Holland is in there. Corner saved by Beberungen. And then a goal kick. It's Dr. Kunter will take. Padden. Reichel. Grabowski. Neuberger, coming from the free position at the back, showing good pace too. Taylor's clearance, but only to Kerbal. Holzenbein. And only just past the post. Nickel's shot from Holzenbein's square ball, and it curved away. Kobel, Nyberger, Grabowski, Beverungen, the early cross this time to Wenzel. 3 West Ham players converging on the Eintracht number 9. We've had an hour of the match, and Eintracht lead by 2-1. Free kick against Reichel, just came straight in from behind on Keith Robson. Coleman. Dahl again has made a good forward run. Brooking is in the box as well. That looks a bit long. Turn ball by McDowell to Holland. But there are more signs of tension among the Eintracht players. Obviously aware that a 1-goal lead is not enough. It's Holzenbein. Tommy Taylor to him. 3 up on the edge of the 6-yard box. Acrobatics from Nickel. Holzenbein who flicked it across. And Holzenbein who came in again, not making a header. Eintracht unbeaten on this ground since the first game of the season. They're their substitutes. Dahl, intended pass for Holland, cut out by Beverungen. West Ham looking just as likely to score as our Eintracht at the moment. Their answer to the pressure they were put under at the start of the second half was to immediately take the game to Eintracht. Keith Robson, and Holland following it in, but the goal will not stand. Looked as though it was flicked by Holland's hand. Look at it again. Well, it wasn't, in fact, so an offside decision must have been given on something. Lampard took the pace off the ball. Played by Holzenbein. Kraus. Nickel. Taylor's back pass, but too strong. And without a number is Holzenbein, Bernd Holzenbein, member of the West German World Cup winning side. Keith Robson back in defence again. It's Grabowski. Schimons to Holzenbein. Wenzel. Brooking, good throw out. Robson. Running at Reichel. Brooking on the touchline. I think he was quite sure where he was going then, Robson. Beverungen. Bonds following Wenzel. And conceding the corner. And plenty of players forward, blocked by Tommy Taylor. It's a throw. A protest from Grabowski. Nickel. Holzenbein. Off the line by Graham Patton from Beverungen. Pressure beginning to mount a bit on West Ham now. Here's Nyberger, being booed every time by West Ham supporters. Padden to Brooking. Reichel got there first. Lampard. Clear tackle from behind. The referee didn't seem to want to know about. But Nickel, space out on this side. Grabowski, Coleman getting goal side of him. Holzenbein in the middle, so is Kraus. West Ham denying the attack on the edge of the box, and away comes Billy Bonds. Jennings to his right, two players to his left in a West Ham shirt. Neuberger following Bonds all the way, and a quite blatant trick which must surely be a yellow card. Bonds getting to his feet with no demur, and the referee not even bothering to go over and speak to Neuberger. Robson coming on the near post, Jennings further over. Not really a very good punch by Peter Kunter. Bonds. Lampard up in the attack. John Lyle, the West Ham manager, said he hoped they would play with intelligence to match Eintracht. And so far they're doing that. But here's Grabowski. Korbel's in the middle. Forward for Brooking. And Brooking going in with a chance. Didn't really get his shot away. Might still. Jennings on the far post is given offside. Referee allowing play to continue. No, he's not. He's given the free kick. "20 minutes remaining. And West Ham still going well. Brooking had the chance then to put it all back at 2 each. Got to look at these European ties on the home and away basis. Having scored away from home and just being the odd goal down is a good start over 180 minutes. Free kick given against Billy Bonds. Eintracht pushing 5 players up into the area. Nickel on the ball. Well hit by Nickel, but going wide. Really has got a nice left foot. Graham Padden scored West Ham's first goal, but Eintracht have scored 2 since. 2-1, the West Germans lead. Padden. McDowell. Lampard. Brooking. Jennings couldn't make it. Coleman. Got a bit underneath it. Certainly got plenty of power in the shot. So in fact, now I can get a good look at the number 13. I see that it's Weidler who's come on. I haven't given the numbers of the substitutes before the match, but it's definitely Kraus who's gone off. Holland couldn't just get on the end of it there with Beverungen. Here's the substitute who just come on, Weidl, number 13, Weidler. Holland, Robson, good save by the goalkeeper. But they really are creating some chances at West Ham. Let's look at this as it came across from Padden. Both Holland and then Robson. The goalkeeper did well. Simons. Not such a good header out. Nickel, Bonds, helped out by Lampard. It's Reichel. Just got into the West German setup. His international debut against Turkey in December. Grabowski. Goal kick. Crowd and perhaps Grabowski hopeful for a penalty there, but it was never on. Nickel playing it forward to Holzenbein. Nickel shots, just out of harm's way. Benzel touched it to him. Question now what the referee has stopped off for injuries and stoppages. Bonds making his back pass. Padden. Holland. Lampard might have a crack and does. And there indeed goes the final whistle. And the West Ham supporters are on their feet, applauding what they see as the basis of an overall victory. A 2-1 defeat away from home. Their goal scored by Padden. And then Neuberger the equaliser, and Klaus giving Eintracht a 2-1 advantage to take to West Ham in a fortnight's time. But surely West Ham, after giving an intelligent, composed, sensitive performance here in enemy country, will do enough and have done enough for ultimate victory when they get back to Upton Park. A fine evening for the Londoners, and really they must have every confidence of going into their second European Cup Winners' Cup final.